All right. So I don't even know. I think it's the fourth week of me doing this. Um, However, a lot has happened recently. I'm not gonna lie. A lot has happened. Um, so I'm gonna break down last week. That's a little hint there. This here is a little hint as to what has been going on recently. Um, so yeah, let me just start with. So we covered we covered all that. Um, what's it called? Okay, so last week Monday we had right. Last week was Monday, was the ninth. Yes. So to start this week we had a it was looking like a good long, right? So I entered, right? We had manipulation below. We had these I'm pretty sure there's an SMT here. I could check, but it would reset everything. But yeah, we came up, got us fill right here, 940, tapped in, and went higher. Break even here. Wanted to see London high right there for 2.5. Came down and stopped inside of break even, unfortunately. So this first entry was a break even trade. And then what did I do? I made the mistake of trying to re-enter. Um, Re-entered somewhere like this, right? And look at that, 60-point stop and lost again. So that was very frustrating, and I let that kind of slide into the next day, where I unfortunately I I didn't catch. So yeah, we had this loss, so I lost $300, and I'll pull up the calendar of how bad it was, but yeah. So we had lost $300. We came into this day, or I mean, I didn't even make it to this day. I entered in Asia, right? Because obviously, I was I was getting emotional and I was starting to try and chase profits. I think at this point I was down 1,000 in the balance. So chasing profits ended up causing me to take a loss in Asia, which was a terrible trade, and I started spiraling and I lost $1,000. So we basically had the account blown. And then coming into Tuesday, right, I couldn't trade because I blew it in Asia. So watching this trade happen, um, this was another break-even trade. However, it happens, right? Um, and then what happened again? I tried again trading in Asia. I had I had like $100 in the balance, and I lost it. So we lost the account, and it was quite unfortunate. Um, so yeah, just kind of learned from that, and was a little upset in the moment, but I mean, obviously I made those errors and I made those mistakes, and I'm not. There's nothing else to point the finger at, right? If I just waited, right? If I stayed patient and trusted my system, right? On Wednesday, right, we had this beautiful, beautiful manipulation at the high, displacement below. Um, 935 wouldn't enter at 935. Came back up, saw some more rejection, and then would have seen an entry either on this candle here or this candle here for 3R. So yeah, we ended up seeing this play out on Wednesday, and this would have eaten up both previous losses and put us into profit for the month. So yeah, that's how trading is. Sometimes you do things that just don't make sense, and then you regret it the second day, the day after, and that's why I think it's like with trading, the best day will always be the The best day of trading is always the day right after you crash out and blow your accounts. And this is exactly the proof, right? So let me pull up that thing now, right? As you can see, we lost this trade, right? We lost this trade, and then we lost this. So we were just in a downward spiral. Um, but I am grateful because I was able to learn and adapt to this, and I've been able to identify a proper, more defined A plus setup instead of just kind of saying, yeah, this is A plus, this is B, blah 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 blah, not really having any guidance with what my structure is and what my playbook is. So now I actually have more structure and better understanding of what I'm looking for in the markets, and that feels better. I feel confident taking entries. I feel confident only taking A plus, right? So from now on, I'm not going to be trying to justify taking bad trades. I'm going to get the fills where I want them. I'm going to take the trades how they're supposed to be taken. On Thursday, there was no entries for me. Um, and at this point, so on Thursday, I purchased a Lucid funding account, and I was mainly so this Lucid account that I'm on, as you can see, we have passed the account, and I'll show you the trade I took today as well, just so I can recap it and keep it kind of linear. So all right, I'm 6 minutes in. So we had no trades here today, and then on Friday, it was CPI. So I did actually end up doing the CPI method. And fortunately, it worked out for me. I made 100. I made 1,500, and I was done for the day. However, um, there was a B setup, right? We have what do we have? We have we have a draw. We have draws above, right? We have this manipulation. However, we don't have internal manipulation for this type B, right? Because we have this chopping around, no internal manipulation. I'm not interested, right? We would have came up and maybe hit the profits, but it's okay. So that was Friday. 1,500 profit, right? Right, made half the balance. And then today, right? Today is a bank holiday, but due to the fact that I've been back testing and I've been researching, like I'm not researching, but been able to notice how my model tends to play out on bank holidays, I felt confident trading today, right? So I took this trade and 1.75. I did risk more, so I was risking 2 grand because I was just like I should just pass it, Um, I just want to pass it, get it over with. So that's what I was doing. So we had 2 grand risked, and I basically took out my profit like right there, right. So it was relatively quick trade. Um, However, as you can see, it did run further. I'm gonna journal this right after I take this video, but so yeah, I mean this is an A plus as well. Um, the reasoning behind this, right? So what is this? This is a type A, right? What is this? What are we continuing off of? A large point dump, right? So we are continuing lower. So I'm looking for a continuation play. If we were to see a long, right, it would have been with some sort of external manipulation. However, this is still intact on this on the S&P, right? And maybe you could consider this. However, there is no there is an entry possibility somewhere here, but I just probably didn't see it. Um, However, right, what are we doing from market open, right? Or what are we doing coming into market open? Sorry. Look at these literally consecutive red candles or black candles for me, right? So we have literally 13 bar. We have an hour of straight down momentum on the 5 minute. Now that is that is like pretty convincing to me that either A, we're coming for this previous day low, or B, we're just gonna go as far down as we can today, right? We're gonna push lower. Now obviously the market has stopped. Um, but yeah, I was not really interested in longs because of this. I mean, maybe, right, if we came up above an inversion with some proper manipulation. However, I was more confident in looking to the downside, which is what ended up playing out. So, as you can see, right? So on this chart here, came up. We have internal manipulation. Sorry, I'm fucking yawning like crazy. we have this internal manipulation. We're coming into this, we are tapping into this fair value gap and respecting it very nicely. Um, and we want to continue seeing lower. We have draw lower, right? Now, obviously, I only targeted internal, but we have the lower draw, um, which actually gave a nutty entry right here, like boom, holy. But anyway, that's not what I'm looking at. So yeah, we have a draw lower, we have an internal draw, and yeah, 1.75. Um, would have liked to see the two. However, um, I was out of the trade early, and we just chop around for basically after we get down here, we chop around for about 40 for an hour. Like if anything, if I was targeting this, I would probably still drag my uh, TP up, right? So the lowest point we hit was or I guess 2.3. However, we're gonna take what we can get, right? But yeah, this is the trade. So now that explains this. So I am on a Lucid Funding account now, and I'll see if I can pop this up without showing all my credentials. But yeah, so I just opened it today, right? February 16th. No trades yet. We're fresh. But yeah, this is similar to a Top Step account where you need 5 minimum profit days of $150, and then you can withdraw half the balance. So there's not really a consistency rule that I'm focusing on. Not that that dictates my trading, but yeah, I mean that's how we're gonna do it. And I'm gonna we're gonna keep working towards this. I hate the ads. I gotta get approved. But yeah, I mean in the meantime, it's good to be back on the funded. I've learned from my previous one, and that's like one of the most important things. As long as you can take something away from your losses and build upon it, right? Like before, I didn't clearly define my A plus, right? And the thing is, I was targeting a certain RR per month. However, if I just focus on taking good, consistent setups, I will be able to see results um, at the end of each month, which is the goal, right? As long as you're green, right? Whether it's 5R, 10R, 17 or 2, you're gonna be making money, right? That's the end goal, right? Because when you're trading a large balance, right? Once I'm trading like a large balance, I don't want to be profit chasing targets. I want to just be able to make money and then step away and be happy with the rest of my day and not think about it the entire day. So yeah, that's all I have to really say. But it would have been a sour video if everything went wrong, but I took the risk and it paid off with this Lucid Funded, and I am going to be smarter. Not the smartest. I don't need to be a genius to be a trader. I just want to have better defined entries. You know, um, and yeah, there will be times where I do enter and it will not be the most perfect, but you know what? Not everything's gonna be perfect. Um, and it's better to get in and learn from getting in than sitting out and watching and learning from watching, because you don't really retain. As long as you get your feet in the water, you'll know, you'll learn. So yeah, that's all I have for today, and yeah, well, hopefully we can end this month off better than we started it. But it's looking like we're turning around. So yeah, all right, toodles.